Hey guys, Anthony here, moving forward with MS. I started to record and I accidentally went and either dropped the phone or something. I'm not sure what I did. Let's start with, let me get you guys to hit the subscribe button. I don't know where it's at on your screen, but on mine it's actually over that way. Do me a favor though, I need you to subscribe if you haven't. If you have subscribed, like the videos, comment on the videos. If you have any questions about what you would like to see or like to know, let me know. I have not recorded in about 3 weeks because I am moving forward, but I am moving very slowly. Because it's getting warmer and I have this bad habit of venturing out into the heat and doing more than what I probably should, but it's because I refuse to give up and I refuse to quit. And it probably does not help. It's not getting terribly hot, but it's hitting 80 every day, or it's raining every day, and rain is not much better for me than the heat. Rain does a couple things. One, it causes pain. A lot of people with MS get what they call pins and needles. I get what I call ice picks and sledgehammers. And, you know, I also have the other issue that I have injuries from back in the 80s when I was fighting and making money that way, doing what they call the bad man contests and stuff. I was thinner, I was in shape, and I was pretty good at it. I wasn't ever the winner of these tournaments. Usually the guy that won was this big muscular bruiser, and I was trying to turn into that big muscular bruiser, and I had an accident that caused me not to be able to continue, because today I have screws in both knees, both ankles, and my left hip. And because of that, when it rains, I am like a baby trying to go and crawl on glass. I am the biggest wimp that you've ever seen. Probably not. But I don't do well, and I don't move well, and I do struggle quite a bit with the rain. But no, the heat over the last few weeks, it hasn't been super high heats or intolerable heats for most people, but it has been in the 80s, and that's a dangerous thing for me. And so I definitely am having to use my power chair a lot more. The downside is that my power chair is not working. I have 2 power chairs in this room. I have both of them being charged all the time, because one lasts for maybe 10-15 minutes worth of usage, and the other one's got tires that have wires showing, so I don't want to take it out and do much with it. Plus, it's actually a 10-year-old chair, and it has seen better days. It looks like it's been done up by a gang of backyard fixer-uppers from up in the hills. I have Gorilla Tape all over the arms, and I have packing tape on the back shoulder of the thing. I mean, it's in rough shape. But it is honestly, even with the tread showing on the tire, the wire showing on the tire and the tread worn off, it's actually more dependable than my other chair yesterday. I went to church with my other chair, went to the grocery store, made it over to get 2 sweet potatoes and to pick up my medicine. Got back out to the van, and I had to get the bag boy to help push me into the chair, me and my chair into my van, which is not complicated for a power chair to do. The chair just wouldn't do it. So it's kind of a scary thing. But at the same time, they're supposed to be replacing it. We'll see when that happens. And we're supposed to hear something about the other chair coming that they're supposed to be sending a replacement for it. But at the same time, I'm also looking to go and purchase another chair, and I'm wanting to get one that will actually help me to stand up, because there's a lot of days that I can't stand up out of the chair on my own. The chair that I'm sitting in, I no longer have to stand up out of it. It has a controller that will go and lift me up and help me to stand up. You've seen these chairs in stores and on TV and stuff. And I'll tell you, it's one of the best things that I've ever had. We bought one years ago used for a couple $100, and it lasted for a couple years. And then we bought this one here a couple years back, and it's still going, but it's going to need to be replaced soon too, I'm sure. But bottom line is that even though I'm moving forward, I'm moving slowly and not moving very well. But I will keep moving forward. I am not going to give up. I'm waiting for the Ocrevus, which I have been on now for a couple months since my first 2 halves, and talking with a lot of the people on Ocrevus, on Facebook website. They all have told me that some of them have seen some improvement right away. Some of them didn't see it until after the first full dose, 6 months in. And that's not something that I'm looking forward to, and I know that my wife's not looking forward to. At least with the Tysabri, which I bet was on for almost 11 years. At least with that, I was within a few hours after having the infusion, I was like having a full tank of gas. And the week before, I was like an 18-wheeler trying to drive on thimble full of gas. It's a struggle, and everything with the Tysabri as well as is with anything else. But it is what it is. You'll notice that the pictures that are normally back here, they are down. We had to have some work done, some things done. And my wife has told me that we are going to be painting this room as well as several of the other rooms. So that's going to be something that's going to be a project we're going to be working on coming up here soon. I'm kind of looking forward to that because I do like doing a little bit of painting. Not that I could do a lot, but at least I can do a little bit and help. Obviously, I can't get up on a ladder to go and do the painting anymore. If I had a power chair that would stand me up, I could certainly paint a little easier. But even if I don't have that, at least I can use my old chair that doesn't matter what it gets on it, a little paint won't hurt it. But we are going to continue moving forward. But if you know somebody that has MS and somebody that's looking to go and have a little bit of trust and everything and to grow a little bit in it, my MS, I functioned for a lot of years without even knowing that I had MS. When I got the MS, I functioned for a few more years. And I did progress fast because I've been progressive for several years. But my doctor knew that back then that there really wasn't a treatment for progressive MS. At least in today, there's a little bit of an option. Not much of one, but there's still a little bit of an option. And we are currently trying it. I am now officially called progressive MS. I don't know whether it's primary progressive. I'm sure that's what he's calling it. Because I don't believe that there's anything that the FDA approves for secondary progressive except for chemo type stuff. And I'm not sure that I'm ready for that. Yes, I have no worries about losing hair because I shave my head. I am not bald. Several years ago, my oldest grandson, when he turned 5, they had a superhero party. And I asked myself, what superhero is in a power chair? And as I thought about it, I sat at home and I was watching superhero movies. And I was watching like the X-Men and stuff like that, looking at all these different people that were like superheroes. And then I realized it hit me right there. It's right in front of me. Professor Charles Xavier. He's in a wheelchair. So I shaved my head, my ponytail and all, and I showed up in my power chair. Also shaved this off, but my wife told me to grow it back because I had had it since I was 14. And she felt like she was kissing a stranger. But, guys, I'm going to probably not do as many as what I had hoped to do of the videos, or at least as often. I'm going to continue doing them. But I am learning that this is not something that I will always be able to do. If you listen to my voice, you can hear a little bit of scratch in it. I am still tired. I am still weak. This morning I did something unusual. I went and woke up and I went back to sleep after getting ready to go and take on the world. Kind of a weird thing because I used to not be able to sleep in the daytime. today I slept until almost 11:30. Kind of nice sometimes, but at the same time, it's kind of annoying because I am not one who likes to just sleep my life away. But if you know somebody that has any questions about living with MS, living with both primary progressive and relapse remittance, I have a little bit of knowledge about the living with primary progressive. I have a little bit of knowledge now from being on the Ocrevus. I've only had one dose, but I did a lot of research on it for months. And everything I can tell you, the insurance side of a lot of it, I can help you with information you want to know about the disability side. Sadly, I did not have a big disability battle because apparently I was that messed up that the government went and said, yeah, you're disabled. And my insurance disability through Hartford did not even hesitate to go and cover me. So, I mean, apparently I was more messed up than I thought, or I kept pushing the limits way beyond what I should have. I always lived by the philosophy, never give up. Never surrender. Well, guys, I'm going to tell you, that's a hard thing and a hard way to live when you have something like MS, because you never know what it's going to affect. What most people don't know is in the past month I have had the fire department here at my house probably 3 times, because if I fall down, if I'm alone, I need them to help me get up this chair that I'm sitting in. Yesterday I went to church and came back in. The power chair I was in broke down in one room, and I ended up having to go and get back into this room, and I ended up falling into my chair and not falling correctly, and I ended up sitting on the edge of the chair, and I couldn't stand up to go and get back on the chair, so I ended up having to call the fire department to help me to get up so that I could get on the chair, because I was half on the chair, half off the chair, and I was doing everything I could not to go and be on the ground. Bottom line is, it was very painful. It was a struggle, and it's an embarrassing thing for somebody to have to do that, to call. But I'm married to an incredible woman. She's an RN. She works in the hospital. She worked several years in nursing home and rehab homes and stuff like that, and she had to help a lot of people up. Well, guys, I am a very large person. I have been up as high as 625 pounds. I dropped down to 300 pounds before I was officially diagnosed with the MS. The way I dropped down ended up probably making the MS a little more evident, based on what they used to say. At the same time, I ended up in the chair shortly thereafter, and between being in the chair, not being able to do anything at the gym anymore, not being able to function the way I used to, I probably, and shouldn't say probably, I'd put on about 100 of those pounds back, and I went back up to 400. Beginning of this year, I did do a couple of different things that have helped me to lose weight, and then at the same time, I ended up having issues that caused me not to be able to continue doing those things. And I ended up gaining weight back. I don't know what my current weight is today. I haven't weighed on an accurate scale that I'm sure of. The last time I was in the hospital, and I was in the hospital just recently, I have had MS exasperation, and they put me on steroids and everything like that, and that's been part of what I've been dealing with, is some of that exasperation. But between the heat, the exasperation, and everything, all in all, and then there are some other issues that have caused me some stress. My MS has been under attack, and I still choose to move forward. I still choose to press on. So guys, it doesn't matter what you're facing. If you're new to the channel and you have MS, keep pressing on. Don't quit. You're going to have those moments that you're going to go and fail. And I apologize that I'm probably a little bit all over the place. And I may be repeating myself quite a bit. I'm eventually going to learn how to edit these things and go back and to go and figure out what needs to be cut out, what needs to be cropped, what needs to be fixed. I just haven't had the time to learn how to do it yet. And I'm going to learn how to do it. And so guys, keep watching my primitive, basic YouTube, because we are going to get better. I'm Anthony. I have MS. And I am going to move forward.